Week 8 is in the books. Stay tuned as we cover all the scores and what happened with Week 8. All right, so Justin Herbert, he was 18 for 25, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, also 7 rushes for 62 yards. Vidal, he was 23 for 117, 1 TD. Carson Wentz struggled, 15, 27, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. What do you got, Carter?
Chargers, they're looking better now, especially with their top tackles back on the line. They were very clearly a missing piece of the puzzle for why they looked like ass the past few weeks. But Vikings, Carson Wentz, it sucks. He's out for the season now, probably the end of his career, to be honest. But they have a quarterback issue, especially if McCarthy doesn't come back and start balling out.
Yeah, that Vikings offense, they struggled the entire game. 11 total rushing attempts for the Vikings, not nearly enough. To put into perspective, they had 1 rushing first down compared to the Chargers' 14. And then just going off total offensive yards, it was 164 yards to the Chargers' 419 yards. So, yeah, just offensive struggles for
Falcons.
Tua, he actually had a pretty good game. He's 20 for 26, 205 yards and 4 touchdowns. Waddle, he had 5 receptions for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. What do you got for this game?
This wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
It just wasn't. This was supposed to be the game that gets McDaniel or someone fired, but fortunately for the Dolphins, the Falcons just have worse coaches because, oh my God, how are they continuing to waste all that talent?
I mean, is Penix Jr. because Cousins had to, play for Penix Jr., so I wonder how much of that had an issue with that. I mean, obviously that's going to cause some issues, but
it sounds like it was just bad coaching all around.
And then I seen Bijan. He was just like he was only 9 carries for 25 yards. I don't know how you have a guy like Bijan and you only give him the ball 9 times. So
no, actually, I'll tell you what it is. The Dolphins have been giving up like 150 yards rushing every week.
Yeah.
Joe Barry is the run game coordinator. This is what he does. This is what he did with us. He'd give up 200 fucking yards a week, and then the one game where you'd think they give up 400, he just locks in. Now watch next week, they're going to give up 200 yards rushing. I guarantee it. Jets, Bengals, go.
Justin Fields was 21 for 32, 244 yards, 1 touchdown. Breece Hall, 18 for 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also threw for a touchdown. Bengals get their first win. What do you think, Carter?
Bengals get their first win?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Jets get their first win.
There you go. I'm happy they won for Nick Mangold. Back in the days of when I didn't even know football, that was a name I remember hearing all the time, which tells you how good he was. And it sounds like he was a really good dude. Justin Fields, good on him for sticking it in Woody Johnson's face for publicly calling him out and saying he's a bad quarterback. Breece Hall, fucking love that guy. Even, I don't know why. I think it's because he was my first fantasy running back and he got me a few wins, but I love him. Bengals, they need help. They need new owners. They need a new GM. They need a new coach. They need everything.
I heard Hendrickson, he exited the game before halftime with some kind of injury. And I wonder how much that had to do with the game. Because I seen that the Jets outscored the Bengals 26-14 in the second half. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. And especially seeing as the Jets didn't have Garrett Wilson. Just kind of a surprise that they put up as many points as they did. So
Patriots, Browns.
So Drake May was 18 for 24, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns. Boot, he had 3 receptions for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. Carter, you have anything on this one?
Can we go like 10 years without the Patriots having a good quarterback? I mean, what the fuck? It's like,
no kidding.
I really like Drake May. He literally seems like the most stand-up guy. He married his high school sweetheart. He's a good Christian. His wife makes like apparently like the best apple pie or apple fritters, and the whole team loves him. It's like, man, that's gonna be like the next Bart and Cherry star in 50 years. You know, the whole community loves him. The team loves him. It's like, but like, what about what's on the field? It's about time they gave Henderson some touches because that dude 7.5 yards per carry on 10 carries.
Mm.
He's proven he can do it. Stop doubting him. Drake May, love him. Great quarterback. Should be in MVP conversations. Browns, all I gotta say is your ass, and Miles Garrett has no right to complain about how, like, yeah, I'd give up my performance for the win. Then you shouldn't have chased the money. Okay, you talk about how you care about winning more than your legacy. You should not have signed a paycheck that expensive then. You paid for these losses. That's what he did.
Yeah, and go off that, I mean, Miles Garrett had 5 sacks. I think this was a career best game for him, 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Wow. The other thing I guess from the Brown standpoint is Dylan Gabriel. He had another pretty underwhelming game. You know, he threw for 156 yards, had 2 interceptions. You know, is there going to be a time you think where we see Shadur Sanders make a start eventually here? Or?
Some point, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
when, but it's going to be some point because there's just going to be like, okay, season's over. Let's just see. Eagles, Giants, go.
So Jalen Hurts was 15 for 20, 179 yards, 4 touchdowns. Saquon, welcome back. He had 14 carries, 150 yards in touchdowns. Goldert, he also had 3 receptions, 28 yards, but had 2 touchdowns. What do you got for this one?
They killed the scat man.
Yeah.
I was so ready to ride into the playoffs with him on my roster, man. He was gonna carry me. He had 10 points before he got hurt. That was amazing. But I know Eagles. I had a feeling they were gonna get their comeback. I wanted to pick them to win this week, but I was kind of hoping that maybe the Giants are just kind of that feisty team. But from what I saw that game, there was some bad officiating, such as Jalen Hurts fumbling on the tush push, and they called it, oh well, forward progress. He was down. It was a dead ball. No.
Really?
Yep. So basically, all I gotta say is at this point, if all the NFL is gonna say is that, oh, we just gotta officiate it better, the tush push better every week, then all you see is constant like false starts, offsides, lining up in the neutral zone, fumbling, and then it not being called a fumble. At some point, you gotta say this play is can't be officiated properly. We have to ban it. That's my biggest takeaway from that game.
Hmm. Yeah, the only takeaway I got from that game is that Eagles rushing attack looked like it finally made a comeback, and if they can just stay around, I mean, 276 total rushing yards. I've gotta imagine that's a season high. They haven't been running the ball very good, obviously, all year. So
Saquon
uh,
finally had a game with a 20-yard plus carry. You want to know who else had a good running game? James Cook. Give me the Bills and Panthers.
oh man, yeah. So let's just go right into it. Cook had 19 carries for 216 yards and touchdowns.
Fucking fantasy saver.
But you know, Dowdle on the other end, he only had 8 carries, but he had 54 yards too. So he's averaging 6.8 yards per carry. So,
Another down week, but he's a pretty good running back in the system, you know. Belt the ass. That's my. Bills are back and they're back to their winning way, which is ride the coattails of Cook as long as you can. Because technically Dalton had the better passing game, but Josh Allen just didn't need to do much. Ravens, Bears. What do you got?
Huntley, he had 17 for 22, 186 yards, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry, he was 21 carries, 71 yards. Still not very efficient, but had 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams was 25 for 38, 285 yards through an interception, and Rome was 7 receptions for 114 yards. What's your takeaways?
Pretty convincing win for the Ravens, despite everything. Even the
Mm,
controversy of supposedly lying about whether or not they were starting Lamar. Bears just got beat. Kyle Hamilton out there, he was playing like a madman, so it's just they were getting beat. That's all I gotta say.
yeah, a lot of these games this week, especially this one too, you'd think would be a lot closer. Bears were on a 4-game win streak, and for it to come to an end to the Ravens like that, I wasn't expecting. But yeah,
I just don't know why they weren't starting Huntley sooner. He fits the offense so much better than Cooper Rush does.
you're right. I don't have it in front of me, but I know he rushed for he had to have had 50, 60 rushing
I
yards as
think,
well. So he,
yeah, I think he had like 58 rushing yards or something. So,
yeah, so I mean,
like, why
he
were you
uses his
starting
legs.
Rush? Is it because his last name is Rush? I don't know.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley seems to fit better with just what they usually do.
49ers Texans.
Stroud was 30 for 39, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Mac Jones was 19 for 32, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And McCaffrey, just 8 carries for 25 yards. Very effective there. You got.
This game proves Texans have a really good defense and that Stroud is still an amazing quarterback when the O-line holds. The only reason the O-line held is because the 49ers injuries are just catching up to him right now. They have no pass rush, they have no defense, they barely have an offense. I will say, holding the Christian McCaffrey to that low of a number, that's a pretty good game for a pretty good defense. Not gonna lie, but O line. If it's not obvious that O line is their top need for the draft, I don't know what's gonna like. They're gonna just be stuck in an endless loop.
Yep. I mean, I got really nothing to add to that, so we'll just go to the next game. And Tampa 23, Saints 3. Baker Mayfield was 15 for 24, 152 yards. Spencer Rattler was 15 for 21, 136 yards, 1 interception. Got any takeaways from this one? Oh, before I also want to mention Tyler Shaw came in. He was 17 for 30, 128 yards, also 3 interceptions. So
It seemed like a pretty sluggish win, but they are like injured at every major skill position. You know, Chris Evans might be done for his career. Emeka Egbuka, I know, is still banged up. I don't know if he played. Bucky Irving not out there. I'm surprised Rashad White didn't get the priority of the touches. I don't know who Tucker is, but okay. Just kick me in the nuts in fantasy some more at that point. I thought it was interesting that Tyler Shaw, he comes in, and I heard a lot of fans say like it's nice to have a quarterback actually trying to push the ball downfield. So
hmm.
maybe we might be seeing a quarterback change going forward. I don't know. But they did need to see what he could do in a game like this. And it'll be interesting to see, especially if Rattler's hurt still, like what he could do with a full week of prep.
Yeah, something I didn't expect was Tampa's offense to show as much as they did this game. But having 4 turnovers on the Saints, that really helped them. And also Rattler is now 1-13 in games started. So to go on your point, yeah, we might see a QB change sooner than later. So I don't know, something's got to change there. So
Anyways, Broncos Cowboys.
Bo Nix, 19 for 29, 247 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dobbins was 15 for 111 yards, and RJ Harvey was 7 for 46 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. What do you got for this game?
Belt the fucking ass.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Cowboys finally had a loss that was a total team effort. Like the Broncos just completely outplayed them, and the Cowboys just did not look ready at all. That
No.
I really got nothing. Like I will say, it is kind of annoying watching the Broncos because it's kind of like watching the Packers. You never know what team you're going to get out of them.
Mm,
It's like, just
yeah.
come on, just pick something. Suck, be mid, be amazing, do something.
Finally, well, not finally,
Not
but we have
finally. What the hell?
we have the Colts and the Titans. Colts 38, Titans 14. Uh, Daniel Jones was 21 for 29, 272 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Jonathan Taylor 12 carries for 153 yards and 3 touchdowns. What do you have on this one?
Jonathan Taylor is proven to have an MVP season, and this is all us Wisconsin Badger fans have to celebrate. Is at least someone got out of that hellhole before. Oh, I don't know. It's Colts were gonna win. It was obvious. Cam Ward, it looks like he is starting to slowly get a little better. I don't know. Daniel Jones still looks pretty freaking solid. So I'm hearing rumblings of a contract extension. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor, he's him.
Incredible. Jonathan Taylor's, and I got no other words to describe him. Just amazing. All right, and then we have the Packers 35, the Steelers 25. Jordan Love was 29 for 37, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. Um, Aaron Rodgers was 24 for 36, 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. What do you have for this game, Carter?
A lot, but I'm going to keep it short. Jordan Love, undefeated Sunday Night Football. We're not counting the tie against Dallas. Tucker Craft, tight end one. Gonna put it there. Steelers, Tomlin, he needs to go. He's trying to run the 85 Bears and a 2025 Chiefs. You know, it's a Chiefs world. It's a 2025 modern offense world, modern defense world, and he's trying to run a team like it's still 1985, like it's still 2005. He it's a new dog world, and he's an old dog in it. And Rodgers, he looked good. He wasn't getting help from his receivers, to be fair. They were dropping a lot of shit. But my favorite thing of this was that I thought Rodgers was really going to pick us apart with Nate Hobbs out there. But it turned out Carrington Valentine ended up beating out Nate Hobbs for cornerback too. And he did a pretty freaking good job. So, second half comeback, love it. Glad they were able to do that. I'm glad we
And
have a quarterback.
and you mentioned Tucker Craft as a first option tight end or whatever. Um, I would go further and say that maybe Kraft is emerging as just the first option. Period. A lot of Packer fans ask like, who's our first option? Is it Christian Watson? Is it Jaden Reed? Is it Romeo Dobbs? But I mean, Tucker Kraft pretty underrated and isn't talked about a lot. I don't know. I just think that he needs more respect as a top tight end. And great
Jordan
game
Love
from
needs more
Tucker Kraft.
fucking respect. He's thrown
Yeah.
2 picks and people still harp on it. It's, oh, this guy can't complete a pass.
Mm.
He's pretty fucking rock solid in prime time, I guess. But Chiefs, Commanders, send us home.
Actually, I don't have this game up. So, do you know what the final
Okay,
score
I
was?
am. Let me pull that up. Mariota, 21 of 30, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Mahomes, 25 of 34, 299, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Travis Kelsey, I think he has 87 touchdowns now in his career, which is a record. He had a touchdown. Rashee Rice had a touchdown. Both of them combined for over 180 yards. Run game was pretty stifled. I mean, I watched most of the game. The Commanders are just, they're not the Commanders of last year. They were on a Linsanity run last year, and they need a youth movement. They need Jaden Daniels out there. They just weren't gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah, they got Mariota starting as your quarterback. What is there an update? I mean, I haven't been keeping track with Jaden Daniels. Is he day to day or what is his? I
I'm.
guess
It sounds like it was just like a little setback. I'm guessing he should be back next week.
okay.
But these injuries he's getting, other than like what his injury against the Packers, they're all stuff I was saying from his freaking like draft prospect of like, okay, if this dude just bulks up his legs, he's gonna dodge a lot of injuries, and he's still out there with chicken legs. Like I
Mm.
get him being shifty and fast is a whole part of his gameplay, but you don't want to be the next RG3. You don't want to have constant leg injuries. You gotta start. You gotta bulk up a little bit so you can take these hits and not be hurt all the time. But I will say Mariota, he had some. They looked like terrible passes, but Terry McLaurin made them look like the greatest passes of all time. He caught one ball where like half his body was out of bounds, and he still got his knee in. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, he had a toe tap touchdown at one point. That was their one touchdown. But he had a toe tap touchdown, and like they had to go back and review it because it's like, holy crap, did he actually have his feet in? And he did.
Week 8 is in the books, and next week we'll be back to cover Week 9 and any potential trades that might be happening. Till next time, see you later.